On Friday, May 23rd, 1701, just before sundown, Captain William Kidd was hanged for piracy and murder in front of a swollen crowd along the Thames. Kidd, a distinguished New Yorker and war hero, would be remembered for hundreds of years to come as a bloodthirsty pirate. Yet he never committed a single act of piracy. So, how did Kidd end up on execution dock that fateful day? The answer's easy. He was screwed. Kidd entered a syndicate with some of the most powerful men of his time, who were not going to let his innocence get in the way of their own interests. To get to the heart of the biggest scandal of its day, the Kidd Affair as it was known, we need to first look at the scheme's chief architects. Two men, sleazy merchant Robert Livingstone and Richard Coote, the broke Earl of Bellomont, hatched the plan one afternoon while the two men were having tea. Livingstone's reputation as a man who would do anything for a buck inspired one customs official to comment,
"He puts a fair gloss upon the foulest actions where his interests are concerned."
Bellomont had recently lost all his land and title in Ireland as punishment for his support of Protestant King William. Gout-ridden and now in his 60s, Bellomont was a bitter man in desperate need of cash. The Adventure Galley continues its cruise for pirates when they spot the Loyal Russell, a sloop from Barbados. The crew signal the Adventure Galley for help. Their captain had fallen ill and there was no doctor on board. Kidd has the sick man set up in his cabin, but it's no use. Days later he dies in the care of the Adventure Galley's ship's surgeon. Through the Loyal Russell's crew, Kidd first hears he is being called a pirate by Commodore Warren. Hoping to avoid Warren's squadron, Kidd bypasses the Cape and sails on to Madagascar in search of pirates. He finds none. Kidd resupplies at Tulir before heading onto Johanna in the Comoros Islands. Here in Johanna, Kidd gets into another tiff with an East India Company captain that would cost him dearly. Upon arriving at Johanna, Kidd meets the East Indiaman Sidney, under the command of Captain Gifford. Gifford Sidney was flying the red pennant of superiority, and when Kidd failed to lower his topsails in deference, Gifford fired a shot across the Adventure Galley's bow. Kidd had no doubt his commission from the king outranked the company's ship, and in turn demands Gifford strike his red pennant. Gifford refuses, and a standoff ensues. The next day, two more East India Company ships arrive, including Captain Clark from Wrong Way Warren's squadron. Kidd chooses to forget about the pennant, and even sent a note to Gifford inviting him and the other captains to dinner on board his ship.